You remember Christmas Eve when Grandpa would separate a dozen eggs while you watched, mesmerized? Mom's Sunbeam mixer whipped those egg whites for 15 minutes straight until stiff peaks formed. The smell of fresh nutmeg and dark rum filled every corner of the kitchen. Connolly's Tom and Jerry mix flew off Milwaukee shelves at 89 cents a jar in the 1950s, about $9.50 today. Nearly 3/4 of Midwest bars served it back in 1955. Dad would heat the water and rum on the stove, testing for quality with that knowing grin. You'd gather with those special porcelain mugs decorated with Tom and Jerry cartoons, steam rising as snow fell outside. Today's Starbucks peppermint mocha gets made in 2 minutes flat. Our Tom and Jerry took an hour of family cooperation and created a memory that lasted decades. That warm, labor-intensive Christmas Eve tradition has vanished completely. You remember when Mom would crack open fresh coconuts in the backyard with a hammer? Your knuckles went raw grating that coconut by hand on that metal grater. Real ambrosia started there. Fresh coconut, mandarin oranges from the can, real marshmallows. You'd sneak maraschino cherries while helping. In 1962, 89% of Southern Christmas dinners featured ambrosia. Fresh coconuts cost $1.25 each back then, about $12 today. Grandma's crystal bowl displayed those white and orange layers like precious jewels under the dining room light. Every aunt had her secret version. Some added rum, others swore by almond extract. The debates got fierce. Today's plastic container fruit salad from Walmart can't match that hand-grated labor of love served in 3-generation crystal. That loving, meticulously crafted Christmas tradition has disappeared completely. You remember the smell of venison and brandy aging in the basement for 8 weeks? That was Christmas coming. Grandma started in October, grinding beef or venison through that hand-cranked grinder bolted to the kitchen table. The sound of that crank turning, meat mixing with suet and dried fruits. In 1940, 67% of American homes served real mincemeat pie, according to Gallup. None such brand cost 35 cents in 1955, about $4 today. Dad's deer hunting trip literally fed our Christmas tradition. Those lattice crusts had to be perfect, served with hard sauce melting on top. You'd watch the butter, sugar, and brandy pool around each slice. Today's Marie Callender's frozen pumpkin pie costs $6.99 and takes zero effort. Our mincemeat was a 2-month project involving hunting, grinding, aging, and baking. That robust, deeply personal Christmas ritual has vanished completely. You remember checking the weather before making candy? Humidity over 60% meant don't even try, the whole batch would fail. Mom's kitchen-made mixer whipped egg whites for 10 minutes straight while she poured that hot syrup in a thin, steady stream. The candy thermometer had to hit exactly 250 degrees. Taylor candy thermometers cost $1.95 in 1958, about $20 today. Southern Living published 47 Divinity variations between 1950 and 1970. Neighbors competed silently over who made the whitest, lightest, most perfect batch. You'd package those cloud-like pieces in recycled tins lined with wax paper, the ultimate homemade gift. Failure meant tears. Success meant bragging rights all year. Today's lint truffles from Walmart cost $9.99 and require zero skill. Our Divinity took 3 hours, prayers for low humidity, and genuine artistry. That delicate, temperamental Christmas tradition has disappeared completely. You remember that wobble when you carried it to the table? Thursday before Christmas, Mom made the lime green layer with celery and pineapple. 3 hours in the fridge. Then came the cream cheese layer, smooth, white, perfect. 3 more hours. Finally, cherry red with cranberry sauce. By Friday morning, you had architectural perfection. Jell-O cost 10 cents a box in 1960, about $1 today. In 1965, 78% of Christmas tables featured gelatin. The unmolding was pure theater. 10 seconds in warm water, hold your breath, flip. That satisfying plop when it released perfectly onto Grandma's crystal plate. Kids were hypnotized by the shimmer. Neighbors peeked in windows at 5-layer creations. Today's spring mix salad comes ready to eat for $4.99 and takes zero effort. Our ribbon salad was a 2-day engineering project and a conversation centerpiece. That colorful, shimmering Christmas tradition has vanished completely. You remember those September Saturdays when Mom started the fruitcake 3 months before Christmas? She'd chop candied fruits for hours while Dad stirred that batter so heavy it needed muscle. 3 hours of slow baking filled the entire house with spices and rum. Then came the ritual. Every Saturday, unwrapping the rum-soaked cheesecloth, brushing more brandy on, rewrapping it like treasure. Claxton Bakery sold 6 million annually in the 1950s at $8.95 for 3 pounds, about $90 today. You gave fruitcake to people who mattered, your boss, your pastor, respected family. Dad's weekly rum application was his sacred duty and convenient excuse to sample. On Christmas, you'd slice it paper thin and serve it with aged cheddar cheese. Sophisticated, special. Today's Trader Joe's panettone costs $8.99 and gets eaten immediately without ceremony. Our fruitcake was a 4-month heirloom project stored in trunks. That aged, reverently tended Christmas masterpiece has disappeared completely. You remember 4 o'clock Christmas Eve when Dad walked in with that bag of fresh oysters packed in ice from the fish market? The smell of brine filled the kitchen as Mom heated butter and half in one giant pot. 30 minutes start to finish, saltine crackers on the side. Then midnight mass at 11. Fresh oysters cost 75 cents a dozen in 1955, about $8.50 today. In 1958, 61% of coastal families served oyster stew on Christmas Eve. The table was quiet, reverent. This wasn't celebration, it was Catholic tradition, meatless and meaningful. You learned to eat oysters like adults while some of your cousins gagged. Polish, Irish, Italian families all had their version passed down through generations. Today's Red Lobster Christmas Eve runs $18.99 for endless shrimp in a noisy restaurant. Our oyster stew was a sacred 30-minute home ritual, simple and soul-deep. That reverent, intimate Christmas Eve tradition has vanished completely. You remember when Dad turned off all the lights and carried in that dark dome with blue flames dancing on top? Everyone applauded like it was opening night. Mom started in November. 8 hours of steaming filled the kitchen with thick vapor. She stored it in the dark closet, re-soaking it with brandy every month. The recipe needed 13 ingredients for Christ and the apostles. Cross and Blackwell imported versions cost $4.95 in 1955, about $55 today. Christmas Day meant 2 more hours reheating before the grand entrance. You stirred the batter and made a wish like blowing out birthday candles. Dad was showman with that flambé, kids standing at safe distance mesmerized. Hard sauce, bourbon butter melted into every slice. Today's Costco cheesecake costs $16.99, serves 16, creates 0 memories. Our plum pudding was a 6-week theatrical production with flaming finale. That dark, ceremonial Christmas spectacle has disappeared completely. You remember that molasses and ginger smell filling the entire house while the panels cooled overnight on the counter? Saturday morning, Mom rolled the dough and cut walls using templates drawn on wax paper. 20 minutes baking. Overnight cooling, critical for walls that wouldn't collapse. Sunday was assembly day. Dad held the walls steady while Mom piped royal icing mortar. Woman's Day magazine published templates throughout the 1950s and 60s. Everything from scratch, no kits existed yet. Kids decorated with gumdrops, peppermint sticks, candy canes. One careless touch and everything crumbled. Neighborhoods competed, elaborate houses displayed in windows for everyone to admire. Some families shellacked theirs and kept them for years. Today's Wilton kit costs $12.99, takes 45 minutes, gets eaten in 2 days. Our from-scratch house was a weekend masterpiece, displayed for 4 weeks, photographed for posterity. That architectural family Christmas tradition has disappeared completely. You remember that crystal punch bowl on the dining table, floating oranges studded with cloves, the silver ladle catching the light? Christmas Eve open house meant wassail. Mom started early afternoon, gallon of apple cider, cinnamon sticks, orange peel, simmering for 2 hours. The smell wrapped around the whole house. Dad added rum to the adult version with a separate marked ladle. Neighbors arrived cold from the night, got steaming cups immediately. Wassail, everyone toasted. The eldest guest got served first, respect and tradition. Kids drank the non-alcoholic version but joined the ceremony just the same. Conversations deepened over that shared steam and spice. You'd refill that bowl 3-4 times each evening. Today's Starbucks caramel apple spice costs $5.25 in an individual to-go cup, drunk alone in your car. Our wassail was communal ritual, 25 people sharing the same bowl, warmth flowing between generations. That welcoming, steaming Christmas tradition has vanished completely. You remember bolting that hand-cranked meat grinder to the kitchen table? The sound of the crank turning, fresh cranberries and whole oranges, peel and all, feeding through? That crimson mixture piling up, tart and bright. Everyone had their ratio. Some liked it sweeter, others kept it sharp enough to make your mouth pucker. Fresh cranberries cost 89 cents a bag in 1965. Serving ocean spray from a can was considered a cop-out, almost insulting. Grandma's recipe was law in our house. No two families made it exactly the same. The debates over sugar amounts could get surprisingly heated at family gatherings. You'd grind enough for the whole neighborhood. Jars lined up on the counter like jewels. Today's canned cranberry sauce slides out in one gelatinous cylinder, ridges and all, for $2.49. Our fresh ground relish took effort, muscle, and family cooperation. That hand-cranked, tart-sweet Christmas tradition has disappeared completely. You remember going to the butcher for beef suet at 25 cents a pound back in 1955? Dad would bring it home wrapped in brown paper, that solid white fat our generation knew how to use. Mom would steam it for 4+ hours, filling the house with that deep, rich warmth only British comfort food could bring. This was working-class Christmas, dense, filling, economical, brought over by immigrant grandparents who refused to let the old country die. The older folks cherished every bite. Us kids tolerated it out of respect, knowing this connected us to something bigger than ourselves. You'd watch the steam rising from the pudding cloth for hours, windows fogging up completely. Today's trendy bread pudding with bourbon sauce costs $8 a serving at brunch spots and has zero history behind it. Our suet pudding was immigrant resilience steamed into sustenance. That humble, deeply rooted British Christmas tradition has vanished completely. You remember when this wasn't just Thanksgiving leftovers? It was a Christmas side dish all its own. Southern tables demanded it. Sweet potatoes sliced thick, brown sugar and butter bubbling together. Mini marshmallows toasting golden on top. The smell of caramelizing sugar mixed with that toasted marshmallow crust filled the kitchen. This was pure indulgence, unapologetically sweet, sitting right next to the ham like it belonged there, and it did.
Kids fought over the corner pieces where the marshmallows got extra crispy. Adults loved that butter-sugar combination that made everything glisten. You'd watch those marshmallows puff up and brown through the oven door window, mesmerized. Today's too sweet for modern palates crowd exiled it to Thanksgiving only, if they make it at all. Our Christmas candied sweet potatoes were unashamed celebration on a plate. That gloriously sweet marshmallow-crowned Christmas tradition has disappeared completely. You remember slicing it paper thin, spreading cream cheese on each piece like you were handling something precious? Mom would chop dates for what felt like hours, walnuts throughout that dense, sweet loaf. 2 hours of baking filled the house with that deep, molasses-like aroma. She'd wrap finished loaves in cellophane with red ribbon, the ultimate homemade gift that said, "I spent time on you." Ingredients cost 75 cents in 1955, about $8 today. Receiving a loaf meant someone thought you were special enough for 2 hours of their Christmas. You'd serve it on your best small plates, making those thin slices last. The dates gave it almost candy-like sweetness. Walnuts added that perfect crunch. Today's store-bought banana bread comes in plastic clamshells for $5.99, baked by strangers in factory ovens. Zero heart involved. Our date nut bread was time transformed into affection, sliced thin and savored. That thoughtful, labor-intensive gift tradition has disappeared completely. You remember the smell of pecans roasting with cinnamon sugar coating, filling every tin you could find? Mom lined them with wax paper, still warm nuts crackling as they cooled. Everyone made batches, dozens of batches. Church bazaars had tables covered with them. You'd roast pecans and walnuts with that perfect cinnamon sugar mixture until they glistened. $2 a tin in 1960. Simple, generous, everywhere. Making them was almost meditative, stirring, watching them toast, hearing that sugar sizzle. You'd package them in recycled holiday tins, each one a small act of love for neighbors, teachers, mail carriers. The crunch was still warm when you sealed the lids. Today's Blue Diamond Smokehouse almonds cost $3.99 in a vacuum-sealed bag, made by machines thousands of miles away. Our hand-roasted spiced nuts were kitchen meditation packaged as generosity. That aromatic, hand-stirred Christmas tradition has disappeared completely. You remember those bourbon balls kept on the high shelf, wrapped in powdered sugar like little snowballs? Pure Kentucky tradition. Vanilla wafers crushed fine, real bourbon mixed in with cocoa and pecans. Roll them, coat them, age them 2 weeks in a tin. These packed a serious punch. Adults only, no questions asked. Every Southern Christmas had them hidden somewhere, waiting for after the kids went to bed. You'd watch the grown-ups laugh after eating 3, getting tipsy without realizing it. They were boozy, sophisticated, slightly dangerous. Some cousin always grabbed one by mistake and learned a hard lesson. Today's Oreo truffles come alcohol-free, safe for everyone, boring as can be. Our bourbon balls were adults-only indulgence with real consequences, aged in darkness like secrets. That potent, slightly scandalous Christmas tradition has disappeared completely. You remember taking turns on that hand crank ice cream maker, your arm going numb after 15 minutes? Christmas Day tradition. Rock salt and ice packed around the metal canister, candy canes crushed into the custard base, those red and white shards swirling through. Everyone rotated, 5 minutes each, 30 minutes total. Your shoulders burned. The payoff felt earned, deserved, real. Hand crank makers were standard wedding gifts through the 1960s. The moment it was ready, you'd scrape the dasher clean with your fingers before anyone else could claim it. That first bite, still soft, melting instantly, peppermint sharp and sweet. Everyone gathered around, bowls passed, effort transformed into celebration. Today's Breyer's peppermint costs $3.99, sits in your freezer ready anytime, requires nothing from you. Our hand-cranked Christmas ice cream demanded cooperation and muscle, created memory through labor. That arm-numbing, community effort Christmas tradition has disappeared completely. You remember when eggnog wasn't from a carton? It was raw eggs, heavy cream, sugar, nutmeg, and bourbon aged 24 hours in the fridge? Thick like custard, rich enough to coat your tongue. Dad would separate a dozen eggs while Mom whipped the cream. The bourbon went in last, generous pour, nobody measuring. You'd serve it from a crystal punch bowl with a silver ladle into matching cups. Making it was the event, drinking it was ceremony. The CDC salmonella warnings in 1985 killed it overnight. Suddenly, those raw eggs felt dangerous instead of traditional. Every family recipe was slightly different. Some used rum, others brandy. Everyone swore theirs was best. Today's pasteurized cartons at $4.99 taste like melted ice cream with a whisper of nutmeg. Our homemade eggnog was thick, potent, made with care and confidence. That raw egg, bourbon-spiked Christmas ritual has disappeared completely. You remember when Grandpa would start his cherry bounce in June, knowing it needed 6 months to be ready for Christmas? Fresh cherries packed in mason jars, covered completely in bourbon or brandy. He'd store them in the basement, checking them monthly like a vintner tending wine. By December, he'd strain out the cherries and serve that deep ruby cordial in tiny glasses after dinner. Southern tradition with medicinal origins that became pure celebration. The pride in saying, "I started this in June for tonight," was everything. Each sip was smooth, cherry-infused sophistication that took genuine planning and patience. You'd watch him pour with ceremony, adults only, understanding this was serious business. Today's Bailey's Irish Cream costs $24.99, comes ready from the store, requires zero forethought or tradition. Our cherry bounce was summer preparation meeting winter reward, months compressed into one perfect sip. That patient, summer-started Christmas cordial has disappeared completely. You remember making these with sticky green fingers, red hots pressed on like holly berries? Kids project straight from 1960s Betty Crocker. Melt marshmallows, add green food coloring, mix with cornflakes, shape into wreaths. They appeared in every church cookbook and women's magazine back then. Fun to make, cute to look at, honestly mediocre to eat. But that wasn't really the point, was it? The green dye stained your hands for days. You'd line them up on wax paper, proud of every lumpy wreath. They looked festive on the cookie platter, even if nobody reached for them first. Today's Pinterest generation wants Instagram-worthy perfection, and Rice Krispie treats won the easy treat battle anyway. Better texture, better taste. Our cornflake wreaths were about the making, not the eating, about little hands creating Christmas. That messy, green-fingered candy tradition has disappeared completely. You remember when Mom saved leftover mincemeat fillings specifically for cookies? Nothing went to waste back then. She'd roll out dough, cut shapes with cookie cutters, fill each one with a spoonful of that spiced mincemeat, seal the edges. Then came the royal icing, white, glossy, perfect. Kids' project that used up every last bit of that labor-intensive filling she'd made weeks before. Thrift and creativity combined into something beautiful and delicious. The smell of those cookies baking was different from regular sugar cookies, deeper, spicier, more complex. You'd bite through buttery dough into that rich, fruity center. Every cookie represented someone's refusal to waste. Today's pre-cut sugar cookie dough comes in a tube for $4.99. No filling, no story, no connection to anything beyond convenience. Our mincemeat cookies were born from necessity and love, extras transformed into treasure.
That resourceful, nothing-wasted Christmas tradition has disappeared completely.
You remember rolling 2 colors of dough into ropes, twisting them together into perfect cane shapes? Time-consuming and fussy, but the results were stunning. Vanilla dough and peppermint red, twisted carefully, curved at the top. Your hands had to be steady, patient. Kids helped shape them, little fingers working alongside yours. They looked like miniature works of art cooling on the baking sheet, striped and beautiful. Making them together was the whole point, not just eating them afterward. Each cookie took genuine effort, rolling, twisting, shaping, baking until crisp. You'd arrange them on platters like precious decorations. Today's store-bought candy canes cost $1.99 for a whole box, and simple sugar cookies replaced anything requiring real work. Our hand-twisted candy cane cookies were patience made visible, beauty created through cooperation. That careful, stripe-by-stripe Christmas tradition has disappeared completely.